Third time's the charm. Hello and welcome to the proFASHIONal. Thank you for being here. You may have guessed from the name of this channel that this is a place to discuss the realities of working in the fashion industry. I talk about the practicalities of getting and holding down a job in the field, and I occasionally add in some spicy stories from the back rooms of fashion. There are clearly numerous YouTube channels, blogs, Instagram accounts, and what have you dedicated to fashion and the business of it. But I find that there are surprisingly few quality resources that talk about what it's really like to work in this industry. And don't even get me started on how the fashion work environment is portrayed in television and film. It's usually so detached from reality that at best you could call it camp. The best answer I have found to the question what it's really like to work in fashion while scrolling the internet is that no matter what your job is, you end up mostly doing Excels. And frankly, that rings pretty true, but of course there's slightly more to it than that. From finding your first dream job, to dealing with a toxic work environment or making a career change, from how to submit a portfolio or format a CV so recruiters pay attention to you, to what we can do in practice as designers to promote sustainability beyond the sexy buzzwords. Weirdly enough, some of those are things that they don't even try to teach you at fashion school, and yet they constitute the everyday of anyone involved in the industry at any position, any department, and any level. All these and more are topics I have personal experiences with and maybe even some useful advice, and I would love to share those with you. When I told my friends I wanted to start a YouTube channel, one of them asked me if I would do it anonymously, which I found hilarious and telling. Fashion is a hugely competitive industry. As the quote goes, 1 million girls would kill, and that is for any fashion job. And yet there is such a veil of mystery around what we do. Young people come into it with rose-tinted glasses and get a proper shock to their system when they are faced with the true pace and the drivers behind what is happening around them. And this continues for a long time, sometimes throughout people's careers, because the fashion industry glamorizes itself, while at the same time, so often outside of our immediate circles, we don't speak about our work lives in an honest and direct way. It's a fair question to ask why I should be the one talking about these topics. Well, I am a fashion professional, and queen of puns, clearly. I studied fashion and then specialized in footwear design at one of the most highly regarded fashion schools in the world. I have since worked at a number of brands, some big, some small, some independent, others part of big conglomerates. I've worked across design and development and have had to collaborate with pretty much every other department in a fashion company, giving me quite a clear view of how things work. My current position is collection director at a very popular accessories brand, which means that I manage a team of designers and developers. I strategize and think about processes on how we can do things better in every aspect, be it creative, financial, ethical, and so forth. And best of all, I get to review the applications for various positions as we recruit new people to grow the team. I guess my journey has been quite varied, with its ups and downs. My friends would say I'm fairly successful at what I do, but I still doubt myself all the time. I'm clearly by no means a household name, but I'd say I have the daily experiences of probably 95% of the people working in the fashion industry in any capacity. I speak purely based on my own experiences and those of the people around me. Sometimes you might disagree with me and think I'm wrong, and by all means, let's start a conversation about the things that impact the good 30% of our lives spent working. I've also always cared deeply about the topic of access to education, and with university fees being as high as they are in so much of the world, making fashion education inaccessible to many, I have found myself for the first time ever questioning whether investing in an art school education is actually worth it. In that context, YouTube is a wonderfully democratic alternative source of information that gives access to the knowledge of amazing and inspiring people from so many different fields. So why not share the things I've learned along the way? And feel free to learn from my mistakes. This is a new venture for me. I will be learning how to make decent videos as I go, so please forgive me any hiccups. I really want to share my thoughts and experiences with you in the hope that they are in some way helpful. I'd love it if you commented below with topics you would wish me to cover, questions you want to have answered, or challenges you face that you feel no one else is addressing. Obviously, you can support me and the idea behind this channel by liking, subscribing, ringing the bell, and all those easy and familiar actions that help others discover this content and grow a community. Thank you again for being here, keep up the good work, and goodbye.